You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 22nd of April. PM Modi campaigns in Aligarh, says Congress and allies want to snatch your assets. Pakistan PM Sharif lauds Iran for strong stand on Gaza. And pro-China party sweeps Maldivian parliament polls. And now for all the details. Ahead of second phase of general elections, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday hit out at the Congress, accusing the opposition party of trying to amend law to snatch assets from the common man. Addressing a poll rally in Aligarh city, PM Modi made a reference to Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's statement on wealth redistribution and said the grand old party has eye on income and assets of citizens. The Congress's Shehzada says that if his government is formed, they will find out what all you have. It will be probed and all these assets will be taken under government control and distributed, he said in a jibe at Gandhi sign. Attacking Congress and Samajwadi Party alliance, he said while they have followed policy of appeasement, they have done nothing to improve condition of the minority community.
मैं देशवासियों को आगाह करना चाहता हूं, कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन की नजर अब आपकी कमाई पर है.
Meanwhile, re-election was held at 11 polling stations in Manipur on Monday after violence and damage to voting machines was reported in the northeastern state during the phase 1 of the elections last Friday. While the election authorities declared voting void at the 11 locations and ordered the fresh poll, Congress party had demanded a rerun at 47 Manipur polling stations, alleging that booths were captured and elections were rigged. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Monday visited Siachen, the world's highest battlefield, and reviewed the overall military preparedness in the region. The visit comes a week after the Indian Army marked the 40th year of Operation Meghdut, the offensive operation of its presence in this strategically key region. Addressing the troops, Singh called Siachen as India's capital of valor and courage and said their service at such height is unparalleled and incomparable. He said when they will write about history of national security, your valor in snowy heights will be remembered. The Siachen Glacier, which is at a height of around 20,000 feet in the Karakoram range, is known as the highest militarized zone in the world where the soldiers have to battle frostbite and high winds. In a bid to boost bilateral ties, Iran's President Sayyid Ibrahim Raisi on Monday arrived in Pakistan for a 3-day official visit. Pakistan and Iran have had a history of rocky relations despite a number of commercial pacts. The Iranian president began his visit with a meeting with PM Shehbaz Sharif in Islamabad. The two leaders agreed on joint efforts to eradicate terrorism and held discussions to increase trade and communication links. Sharif lauded Iran for taking a strong stand on the humanitarian situation in Gaza and called for an immediate cessation of hostilities there. This is the first visit of any foreign leader to Pakistan after the elections, which will also be watched closely by the US amid the Iran-Israel conflict. Moving on, heavy rains have wreaked havoc across parts of POK and Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Locals have lamented government apathy to provide relief. A report.
Locals in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and parts of Pakistan, including Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan, have been hit hard by heavy rainfall that has killed more than 100 people and left a trail of destruction. Residents in POK said landslides and flooding have damaged several houses and blocked crucial roads, but authorities have so far failed to handle the situation and provide them relief.
महकमे की ख़राबी है ये, क्योंकि अब मेन रोड जब बंद होती है तो बहुत से मामलात होते हैं। अब आगे बार्डर है, बार्डर पर फौजी भी अगर क्रॉस ना होंगे तो हम क्या करेंगे? हमारा राशन आना बंद हो जाएगा अगर ये इसी तरह चलता रहा।
Meanwhile, locals in villages around Chitral in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa were left isolated after around 20 kilometers of a treacherous mountain road leading up to the region was damaged. Local authorities have declared a rain emergency in Chitral until April 30th, which means more heavy rains are expected.
ख्वाह हूँ कि KPK गवर्नमेंट से भी और मरकज़ी गवर्नमेंट से जो अभी तक जो है यहाँ पर जो डिज़ास्टर हुआ है, लोगों को इमदाद पहुँचाने में, रोड बहाल करने में, बिजली बहाल करने में नाकाम रही है। मैं अपर चित्राल और कोख की तरफ से मैं हुकूमत KPK और मरकज़ी हुकूमत से अपील करता हूँ कि हमारे रोड का मसला जल्द अज जल्द हल करें।
Maldives voters handed President Mohamed Muizzu's party a landslide win at parliamentary elections, local media said on Monday, an outcome set to shift the Indian Ocean archipelago closer to China and away from traditional partner India. Muizzu's People's National Congress had crossed the majority mark in the Sunday polls, according to Maldives Election Commission, while the main opposition Maldives Democratic Party, a pro-India political party, dwindled to just 12 seats from earlier 65. Both Beijing and New Delhi have wooed the Maldives as they vie for influence in the Indo-Pacific region. Elected last year, Muizzu had pledged to end the country's India First policy, straining ties with New Delhi. His government has asked dozens of Indian military personnel to leave Maldives, a move critics say would hasten its shift towards China. Sri Lanka on Sunday marked the 5th anniversary of the 2019 Easter Sunday bombings as the Archbishop of Colombo urged for a truthful and justice-focused investigation into the attack that rocked the nation. A Sri Lankan court last year ruled that Sri Lanka's ex-president and top officials had failed to heed urgent warnings that the attacks were imminent. A ceremony was also held where over 200 people, including relatives of victims and religious leaders, lit candles and paid tribute to those who lost their lives. The blast, claimed by militant group Islamic State, targeted 3 churches and 3 luxury hotels, killing over 230 people. The incident shattered a decade of relative peace after the end of a 25-year civil war. The Catholic Church has expressed displeasure over inaction so far.
දත් මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මා ඉල්ලා සිටින්නේ මේ ම්ලේච්ඡ පාස්කු ප්‍රහාරය පිටුපස ඇති සියලුම කරුණු සොයා බලන්නට ස්වාධීන වූද සාධාරණ වූද සත්‍යවාදී වූද විමර්ශනයක් ආරම්භ කරන ලෙසයි. එසේ නොකර සත්‍ය වසන් කිරීමෙන් කරමින් අනුන්ට ඇඟිලි දික් කිරීම පමණක් තුලින් මේ රට සුව කරන්නට කිසි කෙනෙකුට නොහැකියයි මගේ විශ්වාසයයි.
Devotees in India's southern Mangalore city paid their respects to Hindu goddess Durga by performing a unique fire ritual on Sunday by throwing lit torches at each other. The tradition, which is locally known as Agni Keli, has been carried out in Katil Sri Durga Parmeshwari temple for centuries. The devotees use dried coconut or palm fronds to prepare the fire torches and then throw them at each other. They believe that Durga, the goddess of war, would be pleased by this act. The entire game lasts for a brief 15-minute period, after which participants return inside the temple.
हम लोग को कुछ तकलीफ कुछ होता नहीं है अंगा से खेलने से। अगर बाकी दिन में अंग लगा तो जल जाएगा आदमी, तो आज का दिन में कुछ नहीं होगा भगवान को। ये पूरे दिन से चल रहा है।
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow.